And we are live. And we are live. Welcome to the Evidence and Reasons for the Christian Faith video channel. I'm Salvador Cordova. This channel is organized to provide evidence and reasons from the Christian faith, from science, archaeology, and Christian testimony. Now, about half the subscriber base joined and subscribed to this channel because of the ongoing drama at McLean Bible Church, where I actually used to teach apologetics, evidence and reasons for the Christian faith. One of the reasons that this topic is not, the topics covered in this channel are not covered in church is sadly because of opposition from the church itself. And I learned the hard way the business model is not really oriented around facts, but more toward like the charisma of the preacher and what I consider tactics of indoctrination and intimidation. Long term, this is very damaging to people's faith. In the short term, it might be able to exercise control over people's lives. In the interest of protecting some of the identity of the people involved, I will not mention names. I will say that about a month ago, maybe a little longer, I announced that the leadership at McLean Bible Church, headed by now David Platt, threatened a beautiful young Christian mother with arrest and jail. It turned out that she was summoned to Fairfax County Court yesterday, and the leadership of McLean was trying to get her thrown in jail, and I'm pleased to announce thrown in jail for trespassing. The judge dismissed the case. The judge dismissed the case. She, like I, am still under threat of arrest if we ever set foot on the property. But they apparently, I don't know all the details of why the case was dismissed. I would suspect that there was no grounds that the trespass was properly served before the charges were made. So I think the way this goes down is they actually have to tell you, formally state it, and then you're allowed to leave the property. But this shows a disturbing trend. When a young Christian mother attends a informational meeting that is about her, she's not able to speak in her own defense. And then when she attempts to speak in her own defense, before her children, armed security and Fairfax County police are brought to bear to threaten her. And that's just not right. She's a member of the church. She has a right to speak in her own defense when David Platt and company tried to humiliate her and her husband before the congregation. And so there she showed up to appear in her own defense, and they threatened her with arrest and jail in front of her children. Her oldest child is only 8 years old. She's a beautiful young Christian mother. I had the privilege of knowing her personally. She had been in contact with me because I was threatened with arrest and jail for trespassing. I've been officially banned from all 5 campuses. They've done that to her at the Tyson's campus. They've done it to her husband. They threatened it to another person by the name of Jim Powers. And, you know, maybe I should show the picture of Jim Powers here if I could find it. See if I could find the picture. If I can't, apologies. It just occurred to me I should show it. I don't have one handy. Oh, it was a great picture. You can find it in the link capstone article. Let me see if I can pull up the capstone article. Apologies, this is so quickly. I didn't have the time to organize, but I did want to share the good news that this beautiful young Christian mother has been exonerated. And yeah, let me see if I could show this here. So if you go to the link capstone article, it'll take you to this. You'll actually see armed security threatening him with arrest at a congregational meeting on July 18th. And then October 3rd, they removed me from the sanctuary at Loudon, also under threat of arrest. And if I return, I'd be threatened with jail. Then on November 29th, they did the same to this beautiful young Christian mother and her husband. So at this rate, who knows how many they're going to throw out. So now, let me just, since this graph happened to be up there, David Platt has been saying that forces inside and outside the church are seeking to oppose the spread of the gospel. And I just wanted to say, if you look at this attendance history, something that I put together, and I actually started doing counts at the campuses, and the dotted line in that graph, represents the actual numbers that I counted carefully, very close to them, brick and mortar. So within 4 years, you could see the decimation, and that number keeps going down. It's easy to see who likely is the culprit for the destruction of McLean Bible Church. It's certainly not young Christian mothers who are being scapegoated for all the problems, or people like myself or others. At least that's my interpretation. And the question is, have they done that to Sandy Pigeon too? No, they have not yet. He used to be a member of the McLean security team. He's well qualified, being a former Navy SEAL, and he objected to what's going on. So I expect that this attempt by Platt to throw people in jail, and this time I was not summoned to court, but this time someone was, and had to appear before the judge and face charges that could lead up to a year in imprisonment. And so these are the strong arm tactics that are happening. So, you know, the church is, the leadership that is, will try to humiliate someone publicly, prevent them from appearing in their own defense under threat of arrest. And then when they show up, which, as far as we know, this young lady was well within her constitutional rights. They have the police serve her with a summons and attempt to charge her, and then have her convicted, and then fines and thrown in jail. Yes. So that's just an update. So, you know, I don't have much more. So I'm just going to close out with a video. So let me close out with a video here.